our government provides us with many facilities. For example, roads, public transport, and even hospitals. Now, all these facilities require money, right? Without money, you cannot maintain all these. So, where does the government get the money from? Well, the government gets the money from taxes that we pay. Now, if we talk about taxes, taxes are mainly of two types: direct taxes and indirect taxes. Now, what exactly are direct taxes? Well, direct taxes are levied on income of individuals or organizations. Some examples are income tax and corporate tax. So, income tax is paid by individuals, while corporate tax is paid by organizations. Now, let's come to indirect taxes. So, what are indirect taxes? Well, indirect taxes are levied on amount paid for goods and services. So, whenever we pay any amount for goods and services, then we pay indirect taxes on such things. And a very common indirect tax is goods and services tax. Now, what exactly is goods and services tax? So, goods and services tax, also known as GST, is an indirect tax levied on the supply of goods and services. Now, this tax has replaced many indirect taxes that previously existed in India. Also, GST came into effect on 1st of July 2017. Now, before GST, there were many different taxes. So, all those different taxes were removed and one comprehensive tax, GST, was introduced. Now, before we go ahead and understand GST, it's very important that we understand certain terms related to GST. So, one important term is retailer. Retailer, trader, or dealer. Now, what exactly is retailer, trader, or dealer? Well, a person who buys goods or services for resale. So, anybody who purchases goods or services for resale is a retailer, trader, or dealer. For example, Ravi has a television showroom. Now, Ravi purchases certain television sets from Samsung. So, he is purchasing the television sets to display in his showroom, and different people come and buy those television sets. So, what is Ravi here? Ravi is a retailer, trader, or dealer because he is purchasing the television sets to sell to other people. He is not purchasing it for his own use. Now, let's come to another term, which is consumer. Now, who is a consumer? Person who purchases products or services for consumption and not for resale. So, if you purchase a TV and install it at your home for watching your favorite shows, then you are a consumer because you have purchased the TV for your own use, not for reselling it. So, for example, Ravi has a showroom, we know that, and Sam comes to his showroom and purchases a TV which he will install in his own home and watch his favorite shows. So, here Ravi is a retailer, trader, or dealer, but Sam is a consumer because he has purchased the TV for his own use. Now, let's come to another important term, which is cost price or basic price. So, it is a price at which retailer or trader bought the product for reselling. So, whenever Ravi purchases something from Samsung, so he is purchasing it for reselling, right? Because he will display it in his showroom and then he will sell it later. So, the amount which he pays to Samsung is the amount which he is paying for product that he will be reselling. So, the amount paid by the retailer or trader is the cost price. That is the amount that he is paying to Samsung so that he can purchase that and then sell it for a profit. So, that amount is cost price. the price paid by the retailer, trader or dealer to purchase goods. Now let's come to list price, quoted price or printed price. Now what exactly is it? Well, the usual or advertised price of a product before any reductions are made. So Ravi purchases a TV from Samsung. He pays 9,000 rupees for it. So that is the cost price of the TV. Now TV comes with a price tag and the price tag mentions 10,000 rupees on it. So whenever a consumer will come to the showroom and he will look at the TV, he will see the price tag which shows 10,000 rupees. That is, the customer will have to pay 10,000 rupees to purchase that TV. And that price is called list price, quoted price or printed price. Now let's come to another important term, which is discount. Now sometimes shop owners offer certain percentage of list price as discount. So for example, Sam came to the showroom and he saw that the TV has a list price, that is, it has a tag of rupees 10,000 rupees. It means that the TV will cost him 10,000 rupees. Now Sam negotiates with Ravi. He says that I want to purchase the TV, but I don't have 10,000 rupees to pay. I need some discount. So Ravi decides that he will give a 5% discount to Sam. That is, he will reduce the price by 5% so that Sam can purchase that TV. So that 5% is the discount which Ravi is offering to Sam. Now let's come to sale price. So the price at which sellers or traders sell their goods with any applicable discount. So in the case of Ravi and Sam, we know that list price was 10,000 rupees and Ravi offered a 5% discount. So 5% of 10,000 rupees will be deducted from the amount, that is 500 rupees. So eventually, how much is Sam paying? Sam is paying 9,500 rupees. So this final amount after discount is the sale price or selling price. So what is sale price? Sale price is list price minus discount. List price, that was 10,000 rupees, minus discount, that is 5% of 10,000, that is 500 rupees. So 10,000 minus 500, that is 9,500. So 9,500 is the amount that Sam will pay for the TV, and that is the sale price. Now let's understand some important facts about GST. Now GST is a destination based tax, and location of consumption decides whether the tax will be collected by state government, central government or both. So GST is a location based or destination based tax, and it's very important that we know where the product will be consumed. And GST is always applied on the selling price. So GST is always applied on SP rather than cost price or listed price. It is always the selling price. So GST will always be applied on 9,500 in case of Ravi and Sam, because Sam is purchasing the TV for 9,500. So GST will be applied on 9,500, not on 10,000 rupees, that was the listed price, and not on 9,000 rupees, which was the cost price for Ravi. So it will be the sale price on which you will always apply GST. Now this GST, as mentioned earlier, is a destination based tax, and according to the location of consumption, GST can be of different types. So we can have CGST, which is collected by the central government. We can have SGST or UGST, depending on whether the transaction is happening in a state or a union territory. So if it is happening in a state, then SGST will be collected, and if it is happening in a union territory, then UGST will be collected. And then we have IGST, which is another variant of GST, which is collected by the central government. So now can you answer this question? GST is always applied on dash. So GST is applied on cost price, selling price or discount. What do you think is the right answer? Well, the right answer is selling price. So GST is always applied on selling price and not on cost price or discount. So now let's understand these terms CGST, SGST or UGST in details. Who collects what and in what condition? So supply of goods and services within state or union territory, that is intra-state transaction, attracts these two taxes. So when the transaction is intra-state, that is within a state or within a union territory, then we have CGST, SGST or UGST. That is, if it is a state, then the taxes collected will be CGST and SGST. If it is a union territory, then taxes collected will be CGST and UGST. Now, for example, let's say Sam lives in Delhi and showroom of Ravi is also in Delhi. So what will happen? Sam will purchase the TV from Ravi's showroom, which is in Delhi, and he will install the TV in his home, which is again in Delhi itself. So the entire transaction is happening within the state. As a result, the TV will attract CGST and SGST. Now, there is another variant of GST which we call IGST. So when supply of goods and services happens from one state or union territory to another, then we call it interstate transaction. And when the transaction is interstate, then the tax applied is IGST. So this is collected directly by the center. So in the case of intrastate transaction, we have CGST and SGST or UGST. So CGST is collected by the central government, while SGST is collected by the state government and UGST is collected by the government running the union territory. Now, what happens in the case of IGST? Well, IGST is collected entirely by the central government and then later share of states is distributed. So let's understand this condition first. That is when we have an intrastate transaction. So what happens is, if the rate of GST is 18% on a product, then the entire amount is divided into two equal halves. So if the rate of GST is 18%, the central government will collect 9% as CGST and state government will collect 9% as SGST. Similarly, for union territory, central government will collect 9% and union territory will collect 9%. So this is how the calculation occurs. Now, what if the transaction is interstate? That is, goods are supplied from one state to another. That is, the seller is in one state. Let's say seller is in Delhi, and the person who is purchasing the product, that person is going to take that product to another state. That is, let's say Jaipur. So Jaipur is in Rajasthan. So transaction is happening between Delhi and Rajasthan. So this is an interstate transaction, and in that case, this 18% GST will entirely be collected in the form of IGST, which is, it will be collected by the central government, and then later shares of the states will be distributed. So let's say selling price of a product is rupees 100. So this is the selling price. Now, if the rate of GST is 18%, then how much amount will the customer eventually pay? Well, customer will pay the selling price SP plus 18% of SP, that is GST, will be included in that, that is added in that. So amount to be paid by the consumer will be rupees 100, that is SP, plus the GST, which is 18% of SP, that is 18% of rupees 100. So this part will be added and the final amount will be 100 plus 18% of 100, that is 118. So the customer will pay this amount. This is the final amount that will be paid by the customer. And this is how GST is calculated and applied on different goods and services.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge, or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English, and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You also get amazing prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches, and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at deltastep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it's rewarding too. So register for free now.